Hello, today I show you how to use water Photoshop action, and here is some of results that you can make with this action. Okay, and firstly some recommendation for optimal use of action. Use a good quality pictures. I recommend using a photo with a resolution between 2000 and 3500 pixels on one axis for best effect. So if you use photo with too small or too big resolution, just open the photo, then go to the image size and change width or height value between 2000 and 3500 pixels on one axis. Okay, and before your section you need to do the steps. First step, make sure that you're using the English version of Photoshop, and if you use version with another language, watch the video how to change language, the link under this video. Second step, go to image mode and check the RGB color and 8-bit channel. And last step, just for CS5 and highest versions, click on menu icon at the right, select panel options and check the add copy to copy its layers and groups. Okay, that's all. Now how to use action. First, open your image, and one more important thing, your photo needs to have the background view. So if your photo have this view, you just need to select the photo, then go to the layer, new, and select background from layer. Now it's okay. Okay, the next step, open brushes file. For that, go to the edit, presets, preset manager. In preset type, select brushes, click load, then go to a download folder and just make double click on water brushes file. Done. Next step, open patterns file. For that, go to the edit, presets, preset manager. Now in preset type, select patterns, go to a download folder again and make double click on water patterns file. Done. And then open the action file. For that, go to the window, actions, click on menu icon at the right, select load actions, go to the download folder and make double click on water Photoshop action file. Okay, now create a new layer and name it area, and please don't use the caps lock. Paint on this layer the area that you need to focus. For that you can use brush tool or some of lasso tools. For this image I'm gonna use quick selection tool. You can use any colors. Okay, when you paint the area, open Actions panel. For that, go to the window, Actions, find action on the action list, open it, and click play. Okay, now message from Photoshop. Now you need to paint the area where you want to apply water effect. You can use any color, paint only on area to layer. When you will finish paint the area, please press play button on the action panel. To continue, click stop. Okay, click stop, and now you need to paint the area where you want to apply water effect. For that you can use brush tool. Before you paint the area, please make sure that the opacity and flow of brush tool is 100%. Okay, paint. Okay, when you paint second area, click play. Wait a few minutes that Photoshop make all actions. The speed of action work depends on the power of your computer. I'm little scroll this step. Okay, and when action finished work, you can change the final composition, and now I show you how to make this. In final composition you have 6 folders. It's background elements, your object elements, water elements, light elements, 10 color effects and color and contour settings of all image. Okay, let's start from background elements. In this folder you can change the background color. I recommend using this action with dark backgrounds. Also, this folder contains back elements folder, and back elements folder contains 2 layers with back particles, backlight layer, 2 layers with aqua background. And if you want to erase some of space of these layers, just select the layer mask, select brush tool, select black color, and just paint where you want to erase some space of this layer. And if you want to make visible, select white color and just paint. Okay, also in this folder you can add gradient to background. You can change the color of gradient. You can change the style of gradient. You can scale gradient and move. Also in this folder you can change brightness and contrast of background. You can add color tone to background. And you can change hue and saturation of background. Okay, the next folder it's your object elements folder. In this folder you can add or kill your object space. For that, just select the layer mask, select brush tool, select black color and paint if you want to erase some space of your object. If you want to make visible, select white color. Okay. Also, this folder contains glow of your object layer. You can change the opacity of this layer, and you can change the level of Gaussian blue filter. Just make double click on Gaussian blue and just move the slider. You can move this glow. And this folder contains the settings. You can change the hue and saturation of your object. You can change the brightness and contrast of your object. And you can add color tone to your object. Okay, the next folder is water elements. This folder contains water drops. If you want to erase some of space of these drops, just select layer mask, brush tool, select black color and just paint where you want to erase drops. Select the white color and paint if you want to make visible these water drops. Also, in this folder you can add more details to your composition. It's very important layer. To that image I'm going to add more details on the face area. Just select layer mask, select brush tool, white color and just paint. Okay. This folder contains all water elements. You can change the opacity of water glow. And you can change the level of Gaussian blue filter. Also, this layer contains aqua layer. You can change the opacity of this layer. This folder contains water splashes. Light elements. You can change the opacity of this layer. Water bubbles. Shadow elements. You can change the opacity of this layer. And two layers with water bubbles and light glow layer. And also this folder contains color and contour settings of water elements. You can add color tone to water elements. You can change hue and saturation and brightness and contrast of water elements. Okay, the next folder is light elements folder. This folder contains special water tone. Please don't hide this layer. And also this folder contains light gradient and additional light gradient. You can change the style of this gradient. and the opacity of this gradient. You can move and make the light effect more beautiful. And the next folder, it's 10 color effects. And the last folder, it's color and contour settings of all image. In this folder you can change brightness and contrast of all image. You can change the selective color. It's a very interesting tool. If you want to change the reds colors, just select colors reds and move the sliders. If you want to change blues colors, nice. And you can add color tone to all image. Of course, you can change the opacity of this color tone. You can change hue and saturation of all image. And you can add gradient to all image. You can change the color of gradient. And the style of gradient. Okay, so it's ready. Here is the result. And now I show you how to use this action with this image. Okay, firstly create a new layer, name it area, don't use caps lock. Paint on this layer the area that you need to focus, that I use magic pen tool. Okay, the next step, create a little more space for the effect. For that I use crop tool, just select crop tool and scale the frame. Okay, and please pay attention that for this image I use 3500 pixels on one axis. But for this image I use 1500 pixels on one axis. It's very important because when you use lower resolution you take in final composition biggest splashes. Okay, open Actions panel and click play. Now you need to paint the area where you want to apply water effect. You can use any color, paint only on area tool layer. Where you will finish paint the area, please press play button on the action panel. To continue, click stop. Okay, click stop, and for this image I'm gonna use soft brush. I recommend using water brush 9. Okay, just paint. Okay, click play and please make sure that the opacity and flow of brush tool is 100%. Click play. Wait a few minutes that Photoshop make all actions, and I'm a little scroll at this step. Okay, action finished work. Let's change the final composition. Firstly, hide your object elements folder. Okay. Next step, change the background color. Okay. Then go to water elements folder. Go to all water elements and change the opacity of some layers. Add little more details. Then go to light elements folder and change the style of gradient light. Move this light to face and change the opacity of this light. You can add one of 10 color effects. Okay, here is result. So it's ready. Now we need just save. Thanks for watching and good luck.